Welcome back. Now, in the second session, after organizing all our clips using smart bins and various techniques, let us start with editing. So, come back to Davinci Resolve, and if the project is not yet open, select the Age of Aeroplanes trailer project and click open to open the project. Now, in the last session, we were working with the media tab. Now, to edit, either I can go to the cut tab or the edit tab. Right now, let us jump directly into this edit tab. So, click on this edit tab. Now, when I click on the edit tab, you can immediately see that whatever media organization we did in our media tab are all highlighted over here. We have this Vivo music sound effect bins, and you have all these smart bins here, and you have this keywords. If I open keywords, I have the interview files, I have the credit file, then I have the scenes, I have bifurcated on scenes, you have flying SFO, and also you have the B-roll, and the file names are also renamed just like we did it in the last session. And remember, organization of the clip goes on even when you are editing. You can keep on adding smart bin and you can keep on improving your organization of clips, because this is a never ending process when you are working on big projects. Now, coming back here, now the first thing is to assemble all these projects. To give you an example, whatever clips you are seeing in the media are just like the ingredients. Think yourself as a chef and you are supposed to make a delicious food. Now, the first thing is you have to collect all the ingredients needed for your recipe. So, for this, you bring in all the ingredients, place it in the right jars, keep it in your kitchen warehouse, and from the kitchen warehouse we bring it into the kitchen, and that is what we do when we import the clips into the media. And now, to start adding the recipe, for every recipe we take a vessel and in it we start adding the recipe. So, just like we use a vessel to add our recipe, to add all our shots and to build a beautiful video recipe, we are going to use timelines. So, here in edit we are going to now work with timelines. Now, for these timelines, I am going to again come here and I am going to right click and create a new bin, and I am going to call this bin as timelines, and I will drag this and put it into the master so that it is in the master. Now, in this timeline, with this timeline bin selected, I will go to file and I am going to create a new timeline. And as soon as I click on the new timeline, you can see the create new timeline option appears, and in the timeline window I am going to give it a name. We are going to call this as Age of Airplanes, and we are going to call this as version 1, because when we are editing we may have to do multiple versions. So, now you have an option here called use project setting. This is about the frame rate, resolution and other aspects of your timeline. Say for example, if I switch off use project setting, I can choose the format. See, right now my timeline resolution is set to 3840 by 2160 4K. I doesn't want a 4K video now, I want a 2K video. So, in the timeline resolution I am going to change it to 1920 into 1080, and pixel aspect ratio I will leave it at square. Timeline frame rate, this was automatically set based on our video shot, because all these video shots were shot at 24 frames per second. So, this format I am going to choose, and now I am going to click create. So, when I click on create, I have the new timeline created in this timelines folder, and right now my timeline is empty and it is time to add our clips into the timeline. Now, for this we are going to start with the interview clips. I will come in the keywords and select interview, and as you can see here, you have the 3 interview shots. Now, if I double click it, you can see this file opening in our source window. Now, when you organize this clip, you can come here and you have sort order. You can sort it by file name, clip name, or duration, type. Right now I am choosing the option clip name, so that it is bifurcated based on the shot number. So, we have interview 1, interview 2 and interview 3. Now, I will select the very first shot, and now here I can scrub through this line to move along, and as I am moving you can hear the audio. Okay. So, now to know what is present in this clip, I will just play the clip, hear the audio.
Yeah. So, in this film, making a documentary about how the airplanes changed the world, it was really important to go out and shoot the real world and how the airplane is connecting and making all the things possible that I want to convey in the film.
Okay, so this is the actual clip. Now, I doesn't want this entire clip. However, to begin with, I am going to choose this entire clip and I want to add it to the timeline. I can add a clip to the timeline by multiple ways. The very first part is, if I just drag it and put it over here, you can see the clip has been added. And now, once I have added the clip like this, this is dragging and placing this is not an efficient way of adding. So, I will press Ctrl Z and undo this. Now, the other way of adding it is, if I drag it from left and put it on the right window, as soon as I bring it on the right window, you can see various options here: insert, overwrite, replace, fit to fill, place on tap, append to end, ripple, overwrite. You have so many options. We are going to deal with one by one, but the default one is overwrite. So, let us select this overwrite. If I select and drop it, you can see the clip has been added over here. And to control this timeline, here you have 3 zoom buttons. The first is the full extent zoom. If I click on full extent zoom, you can see the entire clip or the timeline fits to the length of our video. It is almost fits to the length of the video, and as of now you can see, as I play it from the beginning, see the clip is playing.
So, in this film, making a documentary about how the airplanes changed the world, it was really important to go out and shoot the real world.
See, what I want is, as soon as this word real world is over, I doesn't want this part of the interview. I want to cut off the interview right here. So, for this, the best reference that I can use is this waveform. So, if you want it to be more clear, here click on the second option, which is detail zoom. So, when I click on detail zoom, you can see I am zoomed in closer. You can see the waveform here and
the real world.
The real world, as soon as it says, and before the next sentence starts, somewhere at 11 seconds, I am going to place my timeline. And from this point, I want to delete all the clip after this and add my next clip. So, we have added the first clip and we have chosen an endpoint where we want to add the second clip. Now let us double click on the second clip and I am going to play the second clip.
All 7 continents, 18 countries. It was very important that everything was real. If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go shoot it. If we couldn't get the shot or the weather wasn't right, we would either go back to that location, stay at that location longer, or it didn't make the movie. It was really important. Every shot was original and that everything was real. But there's a few things, only.
Okay. Now in this case, I am not going to select and drag the entire video clip. I am going to pre-edit it before I add it over here. So for this pre-editing, I am again going to start from here. But as I am adding the point, for me to make the edit easier, I will come on these 3 dots over here and choose the option show full clip audio waveform. If I choose this option, you can see the full length of audio waveform is shown here. But in this case, I cannot edit it correctly. This is not very clear. So I will come back here. Instead of show full clip audio form, I am going to use show zoomed audio form. Now what happens is, as
7
I
continents,
play,
18 countries.
see,
It was very important
the
that
waveform
everything
keeps
was real.
moving,
If
and
it was
wherever
possible to
I
shoot it, we
want
wanted
to
to go
stop
shoot
it,
If we couldn't
I
get
can use this as the reference and I can stop it. And remember, when we are editing, most of the editing is done using 3 keys J, K and L. Now I will keep my 3 fingers on J, K and L and I will click on the L. When I press on L, the video
shot or
will
the weather
play
wasn't
forward.
right, we would either
If
go back
I
to that
press
location,
K,
stay at that location
it
longer.
stops. If I press J, it moves back. Now, if I again press K and after that, if I keep K pressed and if I tap on L, see it is going to move 1 frame forward. And with K pressed, if I tap on J, it is going to move 1 step backward. So we are going to carry out our editing using these 3 keys J, K and L. Now here I am going to move it back and I am again going
7
to play
continents,
this.
18 countries. It was very important that everything was real. If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go shoot it.
If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to shoot it. From this line, I want this interview to shot. So I will press J. So
it's possible to shoot if it was
see, there is a small ah he is saying. See, actually the clip starts from here. So you are hearing that small and I doesn't want that sound. So I will press K. With K pressed, keep pressing J. You will move back like this. So you have to just remove this R. So I will press K and L. I keep it pressing or keep pressing the right arrow key, and exactly at this 11 1 11 6 1 minute 11 seconds 6 frames, at this point I want this video shot to start. And the best way to mark this is just press I on your keyboard, and as soon as I press I, you can see an in point has been added. So we are taking the clip from here, and now I am going to again play it.
If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go shoot it. If we couldn't get the shot or the weather wasn't right, we would either go back to that location, stay at that location longer, or it didn't make the movie. It was really important. Every shot was original and that everything was real.
So I want this to now end when he says real. So again I will press J. I will keep K pressed and I will toggle it forward frame by frame.
Real, but
So I will again keep K pressed and press tap on J, and as I tap it, somewhere at this point at 1 minute 23 second 20 frames, I want this shot to end. So for this, to mark the out point, the keyboard shortcut we are going to use is O. And now if I press Shift plus I am going to go to the in point which I have marked. If I press Shift plus O, I will go to the out point. So remember, I marks the in point, O marks the out point. If you press Shift plus I, you will go to the in point, and if you press Shift plus O, you are going to go to the out point.
we wanted to go
I
shoot
will
it.
stop.
If we couldn't get
So
the
I
shot
can
or the
just
weather
check,
wasn't right,
I will press the stop button, and I can just check by using the loop whether the in and the out points are marked correctly. So once you are sure this in and out are marked correctly, now I am going to add this clip. I can add it, either I can drag it and add it like this. I will cancel it. I am not going to drag it. In the last session, we added it by dragging from here to here and choosing overwrite. This was the second way of adding it. Apart from this, you can add it by using the 3 buttons you are seeing here: insert clip, overwrite clip, and replace clip. You have 3 options here, and you can also see the keyboard shortcut. F9 is for inserting the clip, F10 is for overwriting the clip, and F11 is for replacing the clip. And these are the 3 buttons which we usually use to add the clips faster to our timeline. Now here another keyboard shortcut that you can use is, in case of Windows, if you press Alt and / button, which is next to the right hand shift button, if you click on that, see the clip is going to play. Sorry, I have to select the source window. If I press Alt and /
if it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go shoot it. If we couldn't get the shot or the weather wasn't right, we would either go back to that location, stay at that location longer, or it didn't make the movie. It was really important. Every shot was original.
So
and
I can again stop it. I will switch off the loop. Instead of previewing the entire thing, I can bring the playhead somewhere here and press Alt and /.
If it was possible to shoot
so
it, we wanted to go shoot
if I
it.
press
If
Alt
we
and
couldn't get the shot or the
/
weather
every
wasn't
time it
right,
is starting
we would either go
from
back to
the
that
in
location, stay
point.
at that location longer.
But if I want it to play from some point from here, press Alt Shift / and now if you play it,
if it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go shoot it. If we couldn't get the shot or the weather wasn't, we wanted to go shoot it. If we
so I
couldn't
can
get the shot or
press
the weather
Alt
wasn't
/
right,
and
everything
click
was
here.
real. If it was possible to shoot, everything was real. If it was
So I
possible,
can
and
just
that everything
preview
was
the
real.
end
If it
point.
was possible to shoot it, we want that everything was real. If it was possible to
So
shoot
like
it,
this, I can preview and confirm that my clip is running fine. And now to add the clip, we are going to use these 3 buttons now. So now to add the clip, see we have kept this clip exactly after the real at 11 second. Our timeline is standing here. We have marked the in and out, and to place it here, I am going to press F10 on my keyboard. Remember, if you are on a Mac, sometimes F10 key may not work correctly. So in that case, you have to go into your system settings and enable function keys. Only then this function key is going to work. So if I press F10 on the keyboard, as soon as I press F10, see what happens is, now as soon as I press F10, this is going to insert the clip here. So, as soon as I click here, see what happens is the previous clip from this point has been erased and this new clip into 2 has been added. Now, we have 2 clips, and if I press the top arrow key, when I press the top arrow key, I will come to the previous edit point, and at the previous edit point, if I click the / key, which is next to the right hand shift key, if I press on this,
the real world. If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go.
See, now I can see how this cut has happened.
Shoot the real world. If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go.
See, in this,
the real world. If it was possible to shoot it, we wanted to go.
The audio cut is somewhat okay, but if you see the visual, what is happening?
Shoot the real world. If it was possible to shoot it, we
there
wanted to go.
There is a flicker. You can see a kind of
shoot
flicker
the real world.
or a
if it
cut
was possible
or a
to shoot
jump
it, we wanted to go.
in the shot. Now, I want to avoid it. How can I avoid? I am going to add some other B-roll clip here to avoid that cut. So, for this now, in the smart bin, come to B-roll, and in the B-roll, you select this second shot, double click to open it, and once you open it, and if you just press L and if you play it and if you see it, this is a clip of flight taking off. I will press K and stop it, press J to rewind it, and I will again press K to stop it, and I am with K pressed, I will move it J1 on frame, and exactly around some 5 frames before the wheel takes off, at 7 second 14 frames, I am going to mark an in point. Then I am now going to press L to play it, and as the flight goes, after it goes, you can see the camera is moving somewhere. I doesn't want that movement, so as soon as it moves away, I press K, I will stop it, and with K pressed, I will press J to move it back frame by frame, or I will press L and I will mark a point where the flight is just going away from the screen. So, at around 12 seconds 10 frame, I am going to mark an out point. So, I have marked in and out, and if I press the / button, I can play the video, or if I press Alt and /, I can play this clip. Alt and / is the keyboard shortcut to play from in to out. So, I can just check it, and if required, I can play it from here and check it how the takeoff is going on. So, this shot is okay, and I want this shot here to be now not overwritten but inserted. Now, I will show you the difference between insert and overlay. So, I will click on zoom extend, and you can see the overall length of my timeline. Now, if you come to the end, this is around 24 second 23 frames. Now, I will press the top arrow and I will come to this cut, and now see, if I click on the overwrite button, if I press F10, then see what happens is, when I click on it, you can now see the next shot clip is replaced with this new clip, and the overall length of the timeline is still 24-23 only, and the new clip is inserted. I will press the top arrow twice to come to this point. The new clip is inserted by overwriting the next clip. This is one way of adding the shot to the timeline. I will press Ctrl Z. Now, instead of overwrite, if I click on insert, now I have a 4 second 21 frame clip, and when I click on insert now, see what happens is, Now you can see the clip is inserted between these two clips. Now the next clip, nothing has been cut, and once this 4" 21 clip has been inserted without cutting any shot, then the overall length, if I click the down arrow key and come to the end, from 24:23 it has increased to 29:20. The length has increased because I have inserted a 4" 21 frame clip here. So this is the basic difference between insert editing and overlay editing or overwrite editing. In overwrite editing, the overall length of your timeline remains the same, and the next clip shot will be cut and the new clip will be inserted. In insert editing, the no clip will be deleted, the new clip will be inserted at the timeline, and the timeline is going to increase depending upon the length of the clip that you have added. So by understanding this insert and overlay edit clearly, let us come to an end to this session, and in the next session let us continue with our other modes of edit. So for this, let us meet in the next session. I will come here, go to file, and I will save this project, and let us meet in our third session. Thank you.